guys, it's Naji here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I just want to say welcome. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell, okay, so that you know every time I upload a video, okay? Make sure you like this video and that you share this video. This is definitely a video that needed to be done, okay? And first and foremost, please excuse me with my little velveteen, you know, I think it's super cute, but it's raining outside. And so, hey, that's the reason for me having on this, to pin my hair up and keep it covered. So anyway, but this video is definitely, it's needed, guys. This video is so needed. Now, I know that ASMR, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you saw in the title, many of you may not know what ASMR is. Many of you saw it but didn't know what it was called. But over the past few years, I think it's probably only just a few years old as far as the popularity of it. And right now, from what I've seen, there is approximately, it's over 1 million videos. I think it said several million videos about ASMR that is on YouTube. And TikTok is also saturated. It is saturated with ASMR videos, okay? And if you don't know what ASMR videos look like or what it is, here's an example.
It's fun to scroll, but I think it's time to go to bed. Can I tuck you in? Okay, thank you. I'm gonna turn off the light, okay? Okay, good. And I'm gonna lay you down, okay? Lay you down, okay, good.
So now that you've seen what an ASMR video looks like, let's go ahead and get into what is ASMR, okay? I have a ton of notes that I took last night, so you'll see me reading everything that I took notes in regards to this. So what does ASMR stand for? It stands for autonomic sensory meridian response. Autonomic sensory meridian response. It basically is like a tingling sensation, and I know that many of us have probably experienced this with different things that have happened, okay? It's a tingling sensation when exposed to particular types of auditory or visual stimuli, such as whispering, tapping, and slow movements, all right? You sometimes also feel this whenever you're getting a haircut or a massage. It's that tingling sensation that can typically start from your head and move down your body, okay? Some people even go as far as, I won't even repeat that, let me not, okay? So basically, what are the benefits of this? Why are people doing this, okay? And I want you to pay close attention to the things that I say about why people are doing this, why this has become so popular. What are the psychological benefits? It gives relaxation. It improves mood. Also, temporary relief from stress, insomnia, depression, and pain. Also, concentration and attention. It reduces vulnerability to intrusive thoughts. All right. Now, when you think about this, when you think about all of the things that people are adopting right now, okay? Because people are dealing with their own internal demons. Those things are now actually really coming forth in their lives. And, you know, if you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with anger, you're dealing with anxiety, whatever it is that you're dealing with, people are looking for answers and different things to satisfy that. They're looking everywhere. But where? They're looking to everything but God to satisfy, to relieve, to give temporary, as it said, relief, rather than actually being healed from these ailments or whatever reason that they're dealing with them. Okay. Now, where did it come from and how did it become popular? Pretty much it became popular after a young YouTuber by the name of Jennifer Allen. She coined this term, all right, after a conversation went viral in a public forum, online forum, where people were pretty much discussing their experiences with this, but they didn't know what to call it. So when they realized and had this discussion, she started the discussion in this online forum. And when she discussed this, then there was person after person after person that was like, wait a minute, I experienced this. What does this mean? What is this feeling? You know, how do I get it over and over and over again? And when it became popular, that's when she pretty much coined this term of autonomic sensory meridian response. And from there, it just blew up. Okay. So now for us, this situation is pretty much a feeling, but to researchers, it's about how your brain responds to stimuli. So there was a study that was done back in 2000. What year was it? I didn't write down what year, but it was a study that was done amongst 10 different participants. And they basically had their brains imaged in an fMRI machine, okay, while they were listening to different ASMR videos. The brain showed activity in areas that control empathy and emotion. They suggest that the ASMR may cause the brain to release certain neural hormones, okay? They reported feeling sleepy, comforted, and relaxed with ASMR. And the neural hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins are closely associated with these feelings. Now, when I saw that and I'm like, there are a lot of other things that people are running after that give this same desired feeling that everybody's looking for. The same feeling. What is it about this? What is the connection between this and other things that are dangerous? Okay. Now, you can look at this here that I screenshotted. It was a website that I found in regards to this. And it says that the controversial form of meditation that does more than just relax and focus. So immediately a light bulb went off. Okay, so ASMR is more than just sounds that gives your body tingling. It is a form of meditation. So it also says it is also a form of mindfulness. So if it is a form of meditation and it is a form of mindfulness, there is a such thing as mindful meditation. What is mindful meditation? Mindfulness is a type of meditation in which you focus on being intensely aware of what you're sensing and feeling in the moment, without interpretation or judgment. Practicing mindfulness involves breathing methods, guided imagery, and other practices to relax the body and mind and help reduce stress. So in that discussion or explanation of what mindful meditation is, that basically, of course, just like any other form of meditation, it's going to give you a definition that makes you, feel as if it's just about, relieving certain stress, relaxing you, putting you in a certain state of mind or feeling that assists in removing, like it said, stress or intrusive thoughts or insomnia and depression. So it's going to explain it to you in a way that's going to make you feel like this is something that's good. This is helpful, right? All right. If you are a believer, maybe you're new to this, idea about meditation being not of God. So I'm going to explain to you the fact that meditation is not of God. Okay. I'm going to go more in depth with that. Let me just keep going. Okay. I've also done a video about subliminals and binaural beats. So the same way that the subliminals and the binaural beats are a form of mindful meditation, it's dangerous because it's non-Christian roots, because of its non-Christian roots. Okay? Mind emptying issues, the potential to invite demonic affliction, and it's self-focused and not God-focused. Okay? You're looking for outside sources to spiritually heal you. It's searching for practices that a lot of us don't realize that are even spiritually driven, okay, or are spiritually dangerous, in order to give us, you know, a temporary relief of something that we truly don't understand the real way to get healed from it. Many of these things that people are dealing with is a spirit, it's a demon. Many people that are dealing with depression don't realize it is a demon. Many people are dealing with certain things that are plaguing their mind, heaviness that they're dealing with, and they're looking for these temporary methods in order to correct something that's just going to come back, rather than understanding that what you're doing with this temporary method is opening yourself up to more demonic oppression that will only make whatever it is that you're dealing with worse. Okay? And I do have some testimonies in regards to that towards the end, so stay tuned. In Deuteronomy 12, verse 30 through 31, it reads, "Do not fall into the trap of following their customs and worshiping their gods. Do not inquire about their gods, saying, 'How do these nations worship their gods?' I want to follow their example. You must not worship the Lord your God the way the other nations worship their gods. For they perform for their gods every detestable act that the Lord hates. They even burn their sons and daughters as sacrifices to their gods." So, and I'm going to go on to verse 32. "So be careful to obey all the commands I give you. You must not add anything to them or subtract anything from them." Okay? The issue with meditation is that meditation aims to remove your conscious thoughts, okay? So that your mind is at rest. As it said in the beginning when I gave you the definition of what ASMR does, what does it say? The benefits is relaxation, okay? And it also has a lot to do with your mind, because it reduces intrusive thoughts, right? So it's connected to the mind. It gives relaxation. So meditation aims to remove conscious thoughts so that your mind is at rest or empty. That is the problem. Whenever your mind is empty, your brain is releasing all these things and connecting in certain ways, and it causes you to basically have an empty mind. So whatever was in your mind, whatever you was focusing on, is causing you to no longer be focused on those things, and it empties your mind. That's what meditation does. It teaches that emptying your mind, clearing your mind, and allowing outside things to come in, that is assisting you in not paying attention to the things that are boggling you, or causing you pain, causing you distress or anxiety. But what they don't tell you is the spiritual dangers to emptying your mind. I'm going to go into that in a second, but I want to give you guys this example of why this is dangerous, okay? Let's just say from a physical standpoint, in your home, you open your front door, you open your back door, and you just go to sleep. Are you able to control what comes in the door? You're not. You're not able to control whether or not a snake comes in, a person comes in, a rat, a squirrel. You have no control over what walks through that door because it's wide open, and what's outside of that door is full of things that can just come right in. The same thing goes in the spirit. When you have a door wide open, you cannot control what comes in. Okay? So let me explain why this is dangerous. First and foremost, Psalm 1:2 says, meditate day and night on his law. It does not say meditate by clearing your mind. It says meditate on his word. The way you meditate on his word is by reading his scriptures. And as you go throughout your day, you're thinking about those scriptures. You're placing those scriptures into your thoughts so that you're reacting and living your life based on how that word tells you to live. When you meditate on something, you think about something, you continuously, repeat what it says in your mind, then it comes into your spirit and you act and live based on how that word tells you to live and to react. That's what meditating on the word does. That's the benefits of it. You know the word so that you're able to spew that word out to other people. You're able to recognize whenever there is something that's opposite of him as you live your life day by day. That's the point of meditating on the word day and night, so that you know what he is telling you to do and not do and how to live. The Bible speaks on meditating on God in Isaiah 28:3. It speaks of meditating on God's law in Joshua 1:8, in Psalm 1:2, which I just read. God's way, okay, Psalm 119 in verse 15. God's works in Psalm 143 verse 5. What's true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, praiseworthy, which is in Philippians 4:8. Now in Matthew 12 verse 43 through 45, it reads, when an evil spirit leaves a person, it goes into the desert seeking rest but finding none. Then it says, I will return to the person I came from. So it returns and finds its former home empty, swept, and in order. Then the spirit finds 7 other spirits more evil than itself, and they all enter the person and live there. And so that person is worse off than before. That will be the experience of this evil generation. Now, in this, Jesus describes how homeless spirits that are wandering are looking for a cleaned up house to inhabit. Mind emptying meditation is basically a cleaned house. It's an open door. It's ripe location. Okay, it is a ripe location for new or renewed demonic activity. So whether you are someone that got delivered and you cleaned your house, but you didn't replace it with God, replace it with the word, or meditate on the word rather than clearing your mind, then it will come back with demons 7 times stronger or more wicked, so that the next time you try to get delivered, it's pretty much going to be 10 times harder to get rid of them. Now, if it's new and you're not getting delivered from something that left, it's now a new open door for them to come in and inhabit. For those that do not know, demons inhabit our soul. So even if you are a believer, you can have a demon. Okay? The Holy Spirit is in our spirit. It takes up our spirit. So we know that a demon cannot dwell in the same place as the Holy Spirit. Okay? But there is separate parts to us. We have 3 parts to us. Okay? Just like we are made in the image of God. We have a soul, we have a spirit, and we have a physical body. The Holy Spirit dwells within our spirit. Demons inhabit our soul. They rent out rooms in our soul. Okay? Those rooms are representation of different functions. that affect our mind, our will, and our emotions. All right. And so when they come in, they begin to affect those parts of us, our mind, will, and our emotions. Okay. So I just wanted to say that for those people who truthfully believe that Christians can't have a demon. Majority of the people that I do deliverance for, or not majority, all the people I've done deliverance for are believers. They're not, I wouldn't do a deliverance on anyone who's not a believer, because the only thing they're going to do is they're going to leave and they're going to continue to live outside of being saved and salvation, and they're going to get worse. All right. So deliverance is the children's bread. It is a gift from God to his children. So if you're not a believer, then that is not a gift for an unbeliever. Okay. So for God to say that deliverance is the children's bread, it is for his people that believe in him, not for unbelievers that are out in the world and don't believe in him. Okay. So I just wanted to break that down. So for those people who kind of struggle with that. So before moving on, I want to go and discuss this. What is meditation and how it affects our brains? You focus on a specific thing. It could be your breathing, a sensation in your body, which is what we're talking about with ASMR, or a particular object outside of you. Okay. Dopamine is also involved in the release of natural feel-good endorphins, which act as natural mood lifters and have a calming effect. So, of course, meditation resulting in roughly 65% increase. This is the reason why I am stating that ASMR is related to meditation, because it releases those same dopamines and things that are the activity going on in your brain. Meditation and yoga and all of these things that people are doing in order to try to fix or heal themselves, and it's using a spiritual backing, because yoga is a spiritual practice. It is not an exercise. You are more than welcome to go onto the website, the main yoga website, where they explain to you what yoga is. It is a spiritual practice. You cannot separate the spiritual practice from the exercise portion. They go hand in hand. So for those of you who do not know, yoga is demonic. It is demonic. It is a practice that develops in Hinduism, and it was for the sake of communing or being yoked with, because yoga means to yoke with their false gods, Hindu gods. So in every pose that you do, you are channeling a false god. So anyway, this video is about ASMR. Okay, but I just want to, for those people who are watching this and you are unaware of why meditation is demonic, why yoga is demonic, and tying them together, I'm doing that so that you understand why ASMR is also a demonic, another avenue. That's all it is. It is an extension. It is an extension of all these other things. And the time and the season that we are in right now, we are literally in the end times. So literally everything that you see that's becoming popular online, it's becoming popular in the world, and it does not include anything that has to do with Jesus or the Word of God, then you know that you need to step back from it, and you need to research and go to God and test the spirit behind whatever practice that you're doing. And you may think that it's so innocent, and that is what Satan wants you to believe, so that you just easily jump into it, come into agreement with it, and accept it, and assume that this is so simple, this is innocent, this doesn't have anything to do with a spiritual practice. All it is sounds that is making me feel good, right? So God wants us to meditate. Okay, he does want us to meditate on his word the way that he wants us to, and not the way the devil has perverted the word or the sense of meditating. Okay, now, although ASMR doesn't have a long history, and like going back and back, you know, like most of the things, it doesn't have a long history because it's just, like I said, an extension. It is an extension of the things that do have that history. It is an extension to get the same result that someone that was meditating would get, okay? So it's the same dangers associated with it. So now that I've explained why ASMR is bad, what is attached to it, I want you to see for yourself, okay? Here is 2 testimonies of, you know, people that were practicing ASMR for the sake of, you know, different things. And I want you to hear from them exactly why they feel ASMR is demonic. And then I'm going to show you a video of an actual ASMR and how crazy. I mean, this literally freaked me out. But you got to see this because you have to know why, okay, this is an open door.
This is ASMR is demonic part 2. This is my experience with it. ASMR will take your weakness, disability, however your issues, and it will compound it, seemingly making it better, but all the while making it worse and pulling you further from the Lord. Something I struggle with is lust, okay? And that is one of my major sins that I deal with, and I deal with it on the daily. I also am recovering from having extreme anxiety throughout my life. I'm doing a lot better with the Lord, but ASMR, it caught me on when I was on a low day. It was a low day. So I was seeing it all over my For You page on TikTok. It was ASMR everywhere. People with these mics, where did my mic go? People with their mics, rubbing things over it and talking so soothingly, and they kind of just was lulling you in. I was like, you know what? This is kind of weird, but let me keep checking it out. So day 2 roll around, I'm seeing it. I start following some people who do it. Okay, fine. I'm like, you know what? I've been feeling so much anxiety lately. And it's so soothing. People in the comments loving it and giving her gifts. Okay, I'm gonna listen to this stuff going to sleep. Cool, let's do it. I'm listening to her and the lady's lulling me to sleep. It's beautiful. And the whole while she's doing it, like I'm getting tingles. I'm feeling the tingles that were mentioned in part 1. I was feeling them. And when I think back to it, the tingles that I was getting were things that I would equate to a sexual feeling. Not like a deep one, but enough. You get what I'm saying? So I go to sleep. Wake up the next morning. What happened the night before after listening to that stuff? I had so many sexual dreams, so many, and not like a nice cookie cutter or whatever. Nah, it was some weird stuff, and it was definitely demonic. I know I can say on TikTok, but it was definitely demonic. I was like, nah, I can't be from this, but my discernment was going off, y'all. It was going off. As you guys know, it'll often go off and we try to ignore it because, I think this might outweigh how uneasy I feel. The results might outweigh how uneasy this is sitting in my spirit. Okay, girl. So we went to day 2, tried it again. What happened? The same thing. I was again sexually attacked in my sleep. Listen, y'all, I don't want y'all up here picking up any spiritual demonic husbands or wives. I don't want this being turned into the new PORN. I don't want you to replace this with actual physical contact with people. So look out for this. ASMR is not for you, especially if you're a Christian. It'll open doorways you don't want open.
Sure, I can do a story time really quick. So basically, this was one time when I was laying in my room. I was listening to ASMR. It was new to me at that time. This was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I actually liked the ASMR I was listening to. It took me to sleep, and it was on my laptop playing, and I just kept waking up like different nights before this night, seeing something and then like it disappearing. I just couldn't really tell myself that I was actually seeing something. Like I just felt like I kept waking up and seeing some sort of spirit like fading away. Like I was seeing the last of the spirit before it was like disappearing. But I kept thinking I was psyching myself out. I'm like, I'm not really seeing something. I'm not really seeing something. I like could have sworn I was seeing some sort of spirit in my room. Like I just couldn't make it out what it was, but I had a bad feeling, but I just didn't think it was coming from this ASMR video. So then about a few nights later, after that kept happening, I actually woke up to a demon on my bed nearly. It was like hovering above my bed, but almost on it. And I just stared at it as I backed away. It was the freakiest thing I had ever seen. It scared my soul. It was staring right back at me. But like, even though I couldn't tell because it had no eyes, but I felt an evil presence from this thing, and I knew it came to do harm. I still wonder to this day if it knew I could see it, because I stared at it slowly backing out of the room the whole time, and it was just sitting in one area staring directly at me. It was just the most fear factor experience that I was just in plain shock that I didn't even scream, yell, anything. I've still to this day never seen a demon that physical looking in my life. Like, I've seen demons so many times, but they usually are like there for 2 seconds and then they go away. They usually look more spiritual, but this one looked like I could reach out and touch it. That's how like real it looked that time. I instantly knew that it came from that ASMR video, because in the video the girl was doing give me your energy, energy, energy. I didn't know that was connected to witchcraft at the time. Like, and sometimes people do ASMR and they say energy thinking it's okay, but really you're releasing spirits and opening up a spiritual portal when you're doing these inaudible speaking sounds and hand motions while you're saying energy and having candles and all this stuff. So yeah.
Oh, sweetness, don't look at me that way. I'm not here to hurt you. No, no, no. I understand, though. You're stuck between asleep and awake. That can be quite scary, can't it? I suppose that's my fault. And that may also be why you can't move. Sleep paralysis, they call me. But don't worry. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just here to steal your dreams.
Okay, so was that not crazy or what? I mean, when I came across it, I just could not believe my eyes, because we already know that there's going to be things that may seem innocent that people that are demonic or that are living in darkness are going to also take on that experience and add their demonic agenda to it. But you can clearly see that when you allow yourself to fall asleep to something where someone is speaking, they make you feel as though, oh, it's just the sound and the way it makes you feel. But no, it is literally like a verbal portal that's being opened. Okay? It's a portal that's being opened through your mind. So as you feel like whispering causes you to fall asleep, what that whispering is doing, like I said, it is causing those senses in your brain to drop. When those senses in your brain drop and you fall asleep, your mind is more susceptible to inviting things in. Whatever is going on around you, you're inviting the spirit operating through those things in to your mind, into you. Okay? And I know this personally for a fact because before I went through my deliverance, and I used to love to look at things that was, you know, scary or, you know, just stuff that I didn't pay any attention to, you know, what was backing it, the spirit backing it. And I remember watching American Horror Story one night, and I fell asleep to American Horror Story. What I fell asleep to, I didn't think was demonic, but over the hours of me sleeping, episode after episode came on and passed. I woke up in the middle of the night to there being an episode of a person that was possessed by a demon, okay? An exorcism was going on in the video. I immediately just turned it off, went back to sleep, but from that moment on, for several days, I was experiencing sleep paralysis. I was experiencing a presence being in my home and in my room for almost a week. I had to, at that time, I had no idea how to truly, you know, fight any form of spiritual war other than just pray. And I received or got my oil and anointed the doorways for 7 days is what I heard to do. And eventually it went away. But I'm saying this to prove to you that when you are asleep, when you allow yourself to go to sleep to certain things, your spirit is open by what you're allowing to come into your mind, by what is playing in the room, what is being listened to. Even though your physical body is asleep, your spirit is not. So those things that are playing and that are coming into your mind is still happening even in your sleep. You are releasing things into your room, into your presence, okay? And so that is the reason why these things are dangerous. So I just pray that seeing this, well, if you're someone that watches ASMR, that it will give you a different perspective, especially if you are a believer, on why this is dangerous. It's just weird to even desire to sit and listen to someone with a microphone and a makeup brush, or rubbing slime over it just to give you this sensation and feeling. But to know the spiritual implications behind it and what's actually happening that you don't know that's happening, I'm praying that you will take this to God, because you're to test the spirit anyway. Take it to God, pray about it, ask for his provision, ask for his direction in reference to how to go about it, and he will reveal to you. He will honor that you came to him and asked for his, you know, acceptance or denial of this situation. And please, it's just another avenue for Satan to gain access to you. All right. And so I'm just doing what God has permitted for me to do, which is to expose all of these ways. Every single way that Satan is trying to open a door to you. The same way that he's doing it by getting people to do these crazy TikTok trends and, you know, letting the demon in, or whether you're outside talking to a tree and inviting in familiar spirits. It's just another avenue. You have got to be in prayer on a daily basis, praying for discernment, praying for supernatural wisdom to understand and see through the schemes and the deceit of Satan. If you're not praying for that, you will be blinded and you will not see the enemy. You will not understand what is him and what isn't. So I pray that this message has really blessed you and that it's given you what you needed in order to know to stay away from it. Okay? I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.